Welcome to the Apex, everyone. I'm your host, Zell, and we've got news with an edge. And we're always here every week to fill your knife news need with nice collated content over on theapexnews.com. Click on show notes at the top of the page, and there's the show notes for all of the Apex episodes. And starting today with our highlighted content, we've got Dr. Frunky, and Lady Luck was with him. He's got the Wee Knives Tai Chi. And guys, I'd like to talk to you just a little bit about that Tai Chi. I found out some information about the finish on that makes the name Tai Chi make sense. The pattern that's under that nice glossy coat that Joe won't tell me how he's getting on those knives, and rightly so. It's a heck of a nice looking finish on those knives. But the underlying titanium, what they have done is they have taken a random pattern that happens in a small number of titanium blocks and or billets, and they have over time collected enough of these billets to make the Tai Chi so that it would have a consistent underlying finish on all of the 300 knives that are in that limited edition. So, this time, with this knife company, this limited edition truly is special. It's not some deal where they could turn up tomorrow and produce another 300 of them. The Tai Chi and the titanium that it's built off of is, like I said, it's a rare occurrence in the matrix of the titanium that creates that appearance that's under that nice glossy coat that Joe's putting on there. And I've seen it before. That's what brought it up to me, because I've got a 702 that came out looking like copper confetti whenever I went to try to anodize it. And I've seen a couple of other titanium handles that have the same look down in them. And so I started asking questions, and that's what I came up with, and that's pretty freaking cool. Anyhow, Dr. Frunky is your highlighted content this week, so if you go over there, you will see him in the show notes embedded, so you can watch it right there. And then moving on to the blog and print world with knife news, we have Wee breaking into the slip joint market. Yeah, and I just got confirmation yesterday that those two slip joints are both coming to market. They are not going to be coming to market exactly in the finishes that they were there at Blade Show, but they are going to come to market. And so that means there's a clip point and it's not really a spay blade. I have to get a good look at that blade shape again. But one of them should be available this fall, and the other one should be available early next year from what I understand. And they are really, really nice slip joints. They both should have half stops. The ones at Blade Show, the smaller ones didn't have half stops, but I believe all of them are going to have half stops at whenever they go to production. They're all going to be modern materials, so they're going to be modern slip joints. Pretty freaking cool. Look forward to seeing those. I don't understand this slip joint revolution, but hey, you guys are liking it, so we is going to fill that niche with some modern stuff. They know how much I like to move ahead and not stay stuck in the past, so I'm looking forward to it. And Ferrum Forge also kicks off their pro line with the Fortis 2.0, which is really cool. Ferrum Forge, they used to make small batches of rather expensive knives, and they are moving into a higher production deal. And I was trying to read the article, and I don't know, I didn't get all of it out, but what I did get out of it is that we're getting the Fortis 2.0, and it's going to be precision, high quality, and a Ferrum Forge knife at less than $500. So really cool there. And the Cutting Edge has a video about a guy making a knife out of Jello. And I'm not going to elaborate on this, but it's out of Jello. And it's not a joke. Just go watch the video. Pretty freaking cool. Anyhow, moving on to video. And this week in video, we have, from right here on the Zelrick YouTube channel, we have the Liong Maw XV or 15. And, that's kind of an interesting story. Last year, I picked up an Endeavor. And I put the Endeavor in my pocket and I went and used it. Told Liong I was going to do that when I bought the knife. And, whatever. I'm getting emails and stuff about being awful to a really expensive knife. And, guys, if you think that's bad, I got news for you. It gets worse. I've got an MSG3 that I've been carrying lately. So, anyhow, I went ahead and bought a XV or 15. And the Liong Maw Endeavor that I had went to Seth, the other half of Todd Knife and Tool, and my brother. And he's going to continue to carry and use that Endeavor. And I'm going to be splitting my time this year on days I don't have review stuff between this guy here and that Liong Maw 15 or XV. And it's just a cool knife. You need to check out the video on it. And then we have the BladeHQ exclusive CRKT Pilar in carbon fiber and 12C27. You guys asked for this thing. It's out there, and wow. They even kept the price pretty reasonable. It does have a real, from what I can tell, piece of carbon fiber on the front side scale. It is 12C27, from what I could tell. I don't have, I didn't have time with the knife to verify it because BladeHQ was kind enough to send out a couple of pillars, and they are running around in the pass around groups now. And so I didn't have but a few days with it, but it's still really cool to see the CRKT doing something, stepping up the game, doing a little bit. Now, of course, we all want to see the pillar turned up to 11. Now, I do too. So, keep bugging them. Maybe they'll do it. We'll just have to wait and see. And last but not least, I did a video on the We Knife Company and Gudy VanPoppel Ferox. Ferox is a pretty cool knife. It's kind of that big bad bruiser of a knife. There are things about that knife that you just need to go watch the video if you're at all interested, because Gudy's design philosophy is a little different than many other knife makers. And Slicey Dicey has the Tuyaknife Envy First Impressions, and he has the all gray one, and pretty freaking cool. That Envy, guys, you need to go over to Tuya's US website, and I may try to link it down in the show notes, because there's only 100 of those, and if you want to get a hold of one, in fact, I don't even need to do that. Just get over there, click on Slicey Dicey's link, and he will have a link over to Dave Warren's site where you can pick up that Envy. There's only 100 of the green ones and 10 of the gray ones, so if you want one of them, you better get over there quick, because it's a heck of a knife. I was duly impressed by the action, the fit and finish, and all those things of that Envy. And Slicey also has a steel wheel Modus D2 versus a Kershaw Natrix CF. And I am so glad that many of these other reviewers have picked up that Natrix CF for me, so that I do not have to review that thing until the little brass one comes out, and until the US model comes out. I forget what they're calling that one, Knuckle Buster or something. But those interest me, those others don't. However, whenever you put it up against the Modus, it makes for a very interesting kind of a head-to-head, and Slicey Dicey will tell you all about it. And Stazza23, you ever want to see what that guy's mug looks like? Well, he's got a what's coming up on the channel video, and all you ladies out there can swoon over him, but you can't have him because I hear that his wife is pretty fierce. So be careful, ladies. He is a good-looking guy, but you want to be careful. You don't want to cross his wife too badly. And he's also got the JD Van... Oh, boy. I sure read this wrong, guys. Deventer EDC front flipper. It's from South Africa. All Stazza23 says is it's South African goodness, and you're going to want to watch that one. That's a pretty cool knife. And old Pete over at Cedric and Ada Outdoors brings us Heat Treat Hype. Buck Boss S30V versus Benchmade S30V. Edge retention comparison. I would argue that there's more than edge retention to this. And I actually did not watch the end of this video because I didn't want to give it away here on the Apex. But, yeah, that's one you want to go watch because Buck has promoted the Bose heat treat on a lot of different blades. And here's the way I always took it. If I saw a blade that had the Paul Bose little sign on there, what I took that as was I knew I was getting a blade that was properly heat treated. I didn't take it as some kind of air of superiority over other makers' heat treat. It was just that I knew it was properly done. And, well, Pete's going to tell you if it really made a difference. And moving on along, PivotHeads brings us the Spyderco Mike Draper, and it's got a PhD score of, you got to go watch the video to find out. And LuvThemKnives. See, that's caliber. I think I've got a video done on this that I've got to edit, and that's something to talk about here just for a moment. I have to apologize to you guys. Things have not been coming out like they should. Some of the videos have not been of the quality that I have been doing in the past, and a big reason for that is I am right now sitting in front of a 4K camera, and I don't have the editing capability to make 4K easy to edit. So right now I'm having to do the best I can. Now, here in another couple weeks, I've got another workstation coming in that will make doing a lot of the video editing and the 3D stuff and all that, not 3D stuff for video, but 3D stuff for knife design, a lot easier. But until that shows up, and I had to have it custom built, so you know how that works. Until that shows up, we're doing the best we can, and hopefully after it gets here, I can get a little bit more speed into the editing and a little bit more clarity into the editing, and not have as many, well, just get things back up to par. And where were we at? Dadgum, we were at the caliber from LuvThemKnives. And the reason I brought that up is because I've got a caliber video done. It's just got to get edited, and editing has slowed down so much. But the caliber from, it's a cool knife. I carried it some. I could not find my own personal love for the knife. But from a design perspective and from an aesthetics perspective, it's a beautiful, beautiful design. And, well, go see what LuvThemKnives has to say about it, and I'll get a video up for you soon on it. And LuvThemKnives also has the Bestech Skyhawk. And that Skyhawk is a neat knife from Bestech. It's the action on some of these knives. Bestech Skyhawk's got a really, really nice action on it. And, anyhow, moving on along, he also has the WE 810 U Shaw. Now, I have done a video on that one, and guys, I rather love the knife. Go see what old LuvThemKnives has got to say about it. And then old Nick Shabazz, he brings us a Spyderco Carribean pocket knife. And that one, guys, Spyderco has went to great lengths to make it a Salt series type knife. And, well, just go see what Nick has to say about it. A lot of times Nick and I argue about things, but this time he's dead nuts on it. Right there. And EDC Gear Reviews brings us the Bestech knives, Mini Emperor and Parrot. Mini Emperor is on the way. The Parrot, I'm not sure when its release date is, but the Parrot is pretty freaking cool. And the Mini Emperor is just a tick under 3 inches, if I remember correctly. So for you guys in 3-inch or less land, probably want to go see that one, because that little Emperor, I've got the full-size Emperor. It's a pretty neat knife. And Birdshot 4 in the IV this week over there, we have the Kaiser Bath Salt, soaking in the highs of a smooth flipper. You'll have to go see what the birds are up to with that. And then they have the PMP Beast. They call it the muscle car of knives, and it needs a little tuning. Well, I can relate to that. I remember muscle cars and all the tuning, 3 deuces. You had to tune them every Friday before you took off. And, anyhow, this is the birds talking about the PMP Beast, though. And we've got Everyday City Everyday City Carry. He asked, does the Boker bullpup have bark? Well, if it's a bullpup, would it bark or would it moo? I don't know. EDCC will probably let you in on that because I'm a bit confused, guys. Anyhow, Blade Banner brings us the Ed Van Hoy Snap Lock by CRKT. And if you guys have never seen a snap lock, it is worth going and watching the video just to see how that snap lock mechanism works. Probably not something anybody wants to carry, but wow, is the mechanism cool. And House of Wisdom brings us the CRKT Pilar. There's a lot of different ways to pronounce that, friends and neighbors. Pick your own path. I've picked mine. Staz has picked his. And others have picked theirs. And we all get picked on for the way we pronounce it. But I say, guys, pick your own path. Because the little pillar is still probably one of the best small knife designs to come out to the public so far. And House of Wisdom's going to tell you about it. He has I believe he's got the BladeHQ exclusive carbon fiber and C27N model. And Shortcut Reviews brings us a Making the Cut video. The Tangram Santa Fe versus the Ontario Rat Model 2. And pretty cool videos that he does over there. Check that out. And Nasty Renegade brings us the Bestech Zen. He says, say hello to my little friend. Yeah, and I know my accents are awful, but I'm going to play with them anyhow because that's how we're doing the Apex for now on. It's going to be a little more run and gun, a little loose, because those of you that are watching here are apparently watching because you would like to have a little bit of personality in with your news before you run off to click all the links. And I appreciate that. And I'm going to, what they call that, let my skirts, I don't wear skirts, so I can't, well, I guess I could wear a kilt, but I'm not like that guy that hangs out with Doug Micarta on that show, so I'm probably Jason Knight. Nice guy, by the way, but I'm just not wearing a kilt. Although I bet it is comfortable. So, I don't have much hair to let down. I mean, there's some up there, but not a lot. So, oh hell, we're just going to have a good time with it. Anyhow, guys, that is it for the Apex this week. I appreciate all the patrons that are helping to keep me right here at this desk. You guys are awesome. And if you can't be a patron, guys, just watch the videos. I really appreciate that as well. And you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you're already watching the Apex, so you guys are awesome. And have a great day. I'll see you next time.